Hi, I'm Ty Leon Guerrero with Team1Realty.com, and today's video is about understanding the pest inspection, also known as a termite inspection. Now, a pest inspection, termite inspection is not a complete home inspection or house inspection, but it is an important item that you'll want to have and want to take a look at. And what a pest inspection does is they look at the overall structure. They look for basically two things. They look for termites, which are basically bugs that eat wood, and then they also look for dry rot and water damage. Now, what we find here in Northern California is the dry rot and the water damage is typically more common in what we see. We do see termites from time to time, but the dry rot is pretty common in most homes. And let me explain how they break down the inspection. The inspection is broken down into two items. They break it down into Section 1 items and Section 2 items. Now, for buyers and sellers, it's important to understand that if you have Section 1 items within your termite report, it's very likely, almost 100% of the time, if it's a VA or FHA deal, meaning that you have VA or FHA financing, they're going to require the Section 1 items to be completed and repaired prior to funding that loan. Now, I'm also seeing that happen as well with conventional loans as well, but it's not always the case. FHA and VA, you can always count on Section 1 items. They'll have to be repaired. Now, let's take a look at what the difference is between Section 1 and Section 2. Section 1 items are going to be basically any kind of termites or wood-destroying bugs. In most cases, they'll require to tear that portion of the house out, rebuild it, as well as spray. Okay, so we see that from time to time. What's more common is going to be dry rot or water damage. And where we see the dry rot and water damage is typically where you have kitchens and bathrooms and water. So we see it typically around tubs and shower enclosures. We see it in the subfloors. We see it around toilets. If the wax ring is leaking. We also see it typically in the kitchens around underneath the kitchen sink, maybe sometimes where dishwashers are. That's going to be your normal places interior-wise. Exterior-wise, you're going to see Section 1 items typically around your eaves and rafters. Basically, the line around the gutters and around your roof line, you're typically going to see some dry rot or water damage there as well as around trim wood. Trim wood around doors, garage doors, exterior doors are pretty common. Also decks. If you have a wood deck out in your backyard or patio, wood decks, we see a lot of Section 1 items, and those can be a major concern for sellers. If you have those, we want to take a look and have specific strategies on how to deal with those. Now, Section 2 items are basically recommended maintenance. And for the most part, lenders on occasion will ask for Section 2 items to be repaired, but typically they're things that are just suggested as maintenance. So I'll give you some examples where in a kitchen or bathroom there could be loose tiles, or maybe the caulking around the kitchen and bathroom is not properly sealed. So they would make suggestions to fix the loose tiles, maybe as an example, put in a new wax ring on the toilet, things like that. They're going to be suggested maintenance. So just remember that if you're selling a property or you're buying a property, I believe a pest inspection is a critical inspection to have. I think it's something that you'll want to get done. And for many of our sellers, we highly recommend to get them done as a pre-inspection before you even hit the market. That way you'll know exactly what you're dealing with. Again, those Section 1 items in almost all cases are going to be typically going to have to be dealt with. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thanks for watching.